So I need more honey supers, hopefully this summer, if the bees keep going the way they are. I had taken 2 of my honey super boxes, which are just these, I don't know, 6-inch deep or so boxes that they store honey in. And then we put these frames into them, these shorter frames, and they build out comb. So the unfortunate part is I don't have any more of these frames with pre-built comb on them from previous years. I think they're all being used out there. So, but I need to build some more honey super boxes. So I bought, because they're so much cheaper than the pre-assembled, these are, I don't know, 16, 18, 20 bucks instead of 60 or 70 for the pre-built ones. So what I'm finding though is that as I unpackage them, they're splitting, and I should have looked in the store more carefully. So I've got 2 boards over here. It's a mess in here. I've been working on so many things this summer. I get tools put away. So I've got splitting. This one will probably still reassemble or assemble, but this one will not. It's got like an 1/8 of an inch gap, and it's just too spread out to fit together. So I'm going to have to drill in from both sides, and then I have these cabinetry screws. I'm gonna get some glue, squeeze it into there, clamp it, hopefully without cracking it more, and drive those screws in there on both these side pieces. But in the meantime, I can build a couple of boxes. So let's go ahead and do that. I am just gonna fit, I'm gonna put glue into these joints where they touch, squeeze them together, and then use these large clamps down here. I think I've got multiple 24-inch clamps. Anyways, it'll look like this, but it'll be a 24-inch clamp. Squeeze those together, and then I'm gonna drive these staples here in. Hopefully that won't split it. It's 1.5 inches, so that'll give me about 3/4 of an inch in the wood and 3/4 of an inch beyond into the opposite wood. So I'm hopeful that that will work without splitting things apart. And these are a 18 gauge staple, so it should be fine. It shouldn't split up the wood. Some guys will pre-drill holes and then drive nails through. I've actually myself patched together some that are starting to come apart from weathering with screws, but hopefully these staples work just great. And as we do that, we'll square it up with a square. We'll just hold that in the corners before we throw all our staples in as it stands on end. So make sure it's a square box, so then when you go to drop those frames in, they'll sit in there just right, and it'll square up to the other boxes on the hive. You don't need a lot of glue with wood. I don't think you do. So I'm going to make sure I get glue on any contact surface. I need a little bit more here. But once it squeezes tight, a lot of it's going to squeeze out. So really don't need to put it on both sides, but I just am on this first one just to see. I'll probably have way too much glue with this. I'm gonna do it anyway. And then on the others, if I don't need to put it on both corners, then I won't. If you think you don't need wood glue, then you haven't worked with wood long enough. Should probably go get a mallet. This mallet's pretty chewed up from installing flooring, but sometimes these don't want to go together. Take some pounding. See that joint? A little bit of extra glue, but not too much. Wipe that off. I'm gonna do this other corner. We'll start putting clamps on. Okay, I went ahead and threw 2 clamps on because it really did squeeze them tighter. Brought more glue out, so I had to wipe some more excess glue. So we got good glue coverage. And these clamps are nice because you just hand tighten them and it just really squeezed it all together. All right, let's set this square and then staple. Okay, let's throw some staples in here. Got the gun. We are gonna shoot in the top and then in the sides. Did I do the same thing here? Just right. Don't want it to shoot through. Shoot the second one. Perfect. And we'll keep that squared up. Square. Each corner, move this around. All right, that looks good. I had one, my very last staple. Where was it? Right here. For some reason it hit and went that way. I think there's a knot right there. And it's right here where I need to drop those frames. They'll sit in, those frames will sit in just like this on that shelf. So I need that staple. So I'm gonna use this counter punch and just drive this down into that seam somehow, just bend it around into there. So you can see it there. Kind of a pain. But it looks good. So I've got a stack of frames here that haven't been used yet. And those just drop right in just like that. The bees will come up in there and build out wax comb on this this frame that has that comb pattern on it. Let's see how many we can fit in there. Hopefully it's a 10 frame box. It didn't say on the label. Some of these are only 8. Yeah, it should be 10 easily. That's 5, and we're about halfway across. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Even a little too wide. I don't really, that's a big gap. It's almost enough for another frame. That's kind of crazy. Oh well. So we're ready to go. I'll just set that on there. Kind of stinks when they don't have previous comb on there from a previous year. You know, you spin out all the honey and then the comb is left on. They'll come up in there and repair all that and then start storing honey again, which is what they're doing out there now here at the end of July. And when the frames don't have comb from the last year on there, it takes them a while to build that out and more energy than that. So I might take these and just mix a few of them into the honey supers underneath so that they're more inclined to build out a couple of frames, or they might just ignore this top box if they have to put too much time and energy into it, or they only get a few frames built out. So that all looks good. That's how you build the honey supers. You can see my staples in there, and with that glue, should hold real good. I put 2 in on a couple of them here, so but I didn't have any splitting with those staples. Again, it's just a boss stitch fastener type. And just real quick, I got the second one built. So I've got 2 now. And that third one, I need to repair the splitting. I need a longer drill bit, so I'll have to go buy that. Got some warping on these frames too. They've been sitting in this box for a year or 2. So we're good to go for the rest of the summer though. That's how you build a bee box. I should probably just make my own and be even cheaper. And I'll probably try my hand at that next summer. Should be pretty easy. I mean, if I built this house, I can build a bee box from scratch.